Guys, what's going on? My name is Louis, and God bless to every single one of you. Today is February 1st, 2026, and welcome to the Grand Supreme News Channel. Guys, we have an urgent information coming out, a full list of 15 US cities on nuclear target if World War III erupts. 15 US city. Now, last week, I posted this video. The Pentagon warns future wars may hit U.S. soil as direct military threat grow. New National Defense Secretary elevates Homeland Defense above all other missions. All right, so we're gonna see what's going on with the with this news here, and once again, 15 U.S. city. I guarantee number one is New York, and then you have Los Angeles, then you have Chicago. These are the big ones. Alright guys, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife Jessica Santiago at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. Alright, so once again guys, this is a very, very important news that's coming out, and you know, we do live in a time of wars, and you have the man that called himself the peacekeeper, the peacemaker, is you know, still tensions rising when it comes to war. Now, I'm not trying to bash the Donald here, but one thing I tell you, my Bible tells me that there will be war, and that peace has been replaced with destruction in the end times. True peace is Jesus Christ, and he's coming back. But in this world, there's only destruction, and we are definitely seeing that. This is why Jesus says, what I bring to you is peace. The gospel, that's the true way. I mean, that's the way to the kingdom of heaven. But the world, what the world offers is destruction. All right, so from Montana missile fields to Manhattan skyscraper, expert warn millions living in potential strike zone they never consider. This is why I prefer living off grid. I used to live in a city, but if you have a chance to leave the city, leave now. Those cities going to be like the big ones, and again, I'm not trying to spook no one, but it just, you know, that's like the number one target for like these foreign enemies out there. So mounting global tensions have prompted nuclear security experts to revisit a question most Americans would rather not contemplate: which cities would adversaries target first if World War III became a reality? Now it says here, Professor Alex Willistein, a nuclear historian at Stevens Institute of Technology and creator of the widely used NukeMap weapons effect simulator, has outlined the 15 U.S. Cities most likely to face strike, according to an analyst shared with the Daily Mail. The findings reveal the geography and military infrastructure rather than population alone determine vulnerability. If the adversary is Russia and their goal is to disable U.S. retaliation, command centers and ICBM sites will be hit first, Professor Willistein explained. If the attacker is a rogue actor, symbolic or densely populated area might be targeted instead. So in other words, it seems like the silos, like the one in Montana, they might get hit first, or the power grid, those could get hit first, or let's say San Diego, those are the military base, or Virginia, another military base, Louisiana, I think that's one of the nuclear facility, or the MacDill base in Tampa, Florida. That's another one that is like the number one on their list. I mean, it's very important stuff. Military, grid, silos, those are the region that's going to get hit first. So it says here, America's nuclear sponge state. The most counter initiative finding concerns smaller cities that few would consider high value targets. The Great Falls, Montana, with just over 60,000 residents, ranks among the most vulnerable locations in America. The reason lies 8 miles away at Malmstrom Air Force Base, which controls 150 Minuteman III intercontinental ballistic missile silos spread across 13,800 square miles of central Montana, according to Air Force Global Strike Command. That region got hit with an earthquake, and supposedly there was some damage in the silo. It says here a few release how small towns bear hidden national burdens. Take Cheyenne, a city of 65,168 people, where vast stretches of quiet plains host a critical military site. This is the location of Francis E. Warren Air Force Base, deeply tied to nuclear missile command. Some experts argue that such remote areas serve a darker purpose, shielding larger cities by drawing potential attack towards open land. In their view, these western regions act like buffers, shaped not by accident, but by strategic design. Look at this one here. Ogden and Clearfield in Utah combined population of 121,737 face comparable risk due to Hill Air Force Base, while Shreveport, Louisiana, with 177,959 residents, is just 6 miles from B-52 bombers capable of delivering nuclear payloads. These are very important territories, very important territory. The complete vulnerability list. These 15 cities face the highest risk. There you go, Montana. You got the silos. Wyoming. You got the Francis E. Warren Air Force Base. Clearfield, Utah. You got the Air Force Base. Louisiana, that's where they keep the B-52 bomber base. Hawaii, Pacific Naval / Air Operations. Nebraska, you have the Offutt Air Force Base, former Cold War Command Hub. Colorado, the NORAD headquarters. New Mexico, Kirtland Air Force Base Nuclear Arsenal. D.C., Federal Gov. Washington, Naval Base Kitsap. California, Financial Center. Texas, man, you got 2.3 million Texas. Population / energy hub. Illinois, 2.6 million. Population center. Los Angeles, California, 3.8 million. Population center. New York City, 8.8 million. Financial capital. New York City is basically the biggest one when it comes to GDP, if I'm not mistaken, GOP, if I'm not mistaken. And you know how much money that city makes a year? We're talking about not in the billions, but I heard that possibly in the trillion. That city is like the heart of the U.S. I mean, that's the reason why they went after that city back in 2001. But NY is like the big one. Why this matters for ordinary Americans. Approximately 22 million people live within these 15 cities. When considering surrounding metropolitan areas, the figure rises significantly. I'm gonna skip that word. All right, so Dr. Irwin, founding director of Columbia University National Center for Disaster Preparedness, has previously identified New York, Chicago, Houston, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Washington, D.C. as facing elevated risk due to their due to their combined economic, governmental, and symbolic importance. Seattle presents unique challenges. Surrounded by mountains and waterways, the city offers limited land-based evacuation routes, potentially trapping residents during a crisis. It says fears are intensifying once again, driven by recent global shifts, the biblical wars that's going on, with Washington's stance on Venezuela attracting scrutiny. Concerns are rising over possible move against Iran. Disagreement among long-standing allies over control of Greenland are also abiding to the unease. People are now questioning what was previously dismissed and unlikely. I think about also the facilities and warehouses that Donald and ICE just purchased not too long ago. I just feel like, they keep saying it's for like detaining of the illegal, but there's a possibility this could also be preparation for war. They do need facility for the wounded one. With all the biblical war going on, we do need backup preparation. It says here, although experts agree that nuclear war remains unlikely due to its catastrophic consequences, preparedness still matters for those living in or near high-risk zones. Even with low odds, taking steps now can make a crucial difference when lives are at stakes. So once again, these are very important news here. Full list of 15 U.S. cities on nuclear target if World War III hits the fan. All right, so these are the cities that people need to know. You need to know these things. And at the same time, I did talk about this. I'm not going to read this, guys, because I did post a video. But the Pentagon warns future wars may hit U.S. territory as direct military threat grows. All right, so this is some very serious stuff. I'm going to leave that link in the description box if you guys want to check it out. All right, let me go. I want to see if I can find something here really quick. We do have some red alert going on with the USS Abraham Lincoln. Something is going on here. So it seems like Abraham Lincoln is leaving a territory out there, I guess in the Gulf of Oman. So USS Abraham Lincoln and strike group on the move. Here's a picture. So it's heading towards the Indian Ocean. I can understand why. Because there's a possibility that military exercise drill that's going on. So it's not U.S. is, backing away and they walking away and chicken. No, they're not, afraid. They're just leaving to the Indian Ocean. I guess because of the military exercise that Persia has warned that they would conduct. The USS Abraham Lincoln and its strike group have gotten underway from the Gulf of Oman back out towards the Indian Ocean. This is precisely the type of move one would expect to get the ships out of the range of Persian anti-ship cruise and hypersonic missiles just before the U.S. commences an attack. Yeah, that's a possibility, but my guess is because there's some military exercises going on, so they just want to send it somewhere else. According to satellite images from a few hours ago, the Sentinel-2 satellite shows that the aircraft carrier Abraham Lincoln has left the Sea of Oman and it has moved back towards the Indian Ocean. It says here the intel comes from OS Intel in Pakistan at 7:16 p.m. Eastern Time, U.S. time, and makes clear that the Sentinel-2 satellite data is from a few hours ago. The word few generally means 3. So if the vessel commenced its move 4 hours ago, and it can move at about 35 knots per hour, that's about 140 nautical miles from where it was. I suspect not far enough. But the ship may also be able to move a lot faster, especially if it doesn't have to worry about its smaller strike group vessels keeping up, because those smaller vessels may now have other tasks. I say that to say this. It seems to me that tonight is a goal for the start of hostility. Just my personal guess based on info I have been seeing publicly. Again, a lot of respect to Hal Turner. Again, that's his point of view when it comes to this USS Abraham moving to the Indian Ocean. But I believe because there's some Strait of Hormuz stuff, exercise drill, and so many things happening, this is like a game of chess. All right, so U.S. is moving to protect the Queen, and they be back. All right, so this is the latest information here, guys. So once again, we got some very, very important news when it comes to nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Also within our territory, the Pentagon is sounding the alarm about U.S. soil when it comes to biblical war. That is the real deal. And those 15 city list is the real deal. All right, so I will keep you updated when it comes to all these biblical events that's related to Bible prophecy. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Check out the videos I posted today. The links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put your faith and trust in Jesus Christ. For He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.